So this is basically how it's always worked in an economy. So usually the labour force was always huge, and the expenses would always go to goods and services or regular costs. But what was unique was that you brought in all these other forms of entertainment. So you've got OnlyFans, girls setting pictures, betting, you've got YouTube, you've got gamers, all this stuff. So what's happened is the money supplies kept coming in because you've got interest rates near zero. They print money, they give them stimulus money, $1,200. And instead of needing to spend it on regular costs, because of COVID, they don't need to drive to work. They don't need to spend money on petrol as much. They started spending on all this sort of entertainment. They did it before and then they've done it more so, which is why the bubble's inflated now. Then all these guys are making huge amounts of money and they're going to buy stuff like this, Bitcoin, cars, travel, shares. And then that also increases the guys that own cars, etc. And they can flow it back into these speculative assets. Then what they do is they popularize it because everyone here looks up to them. So then these guys with whatever leftover money they've got, they go into this stuff because they probably can't afford cars, travel, so they'll go into shares and stuff like this. So it continually props up all these assets while these guys, the ultra high net worth, just watch all these idiots and slowly sell them everything because they already own the shares, so they just slowly sell them a little bit here. They might have bought a Bitcoin, they let the euphoria from these guys feed up and then they sell it. Once they're fully sold out, when these guys get inflation and this shit starts to go up, regular costs go up, people need to pay more for petrol because oil prices are up, they need to pay more for food because food prices are up. This flow of funds start to slow down. When this flow of funds starts to slow down, these guys are already so leveraged with the banks, they have to eventually start selling some of these assets. When they start selling these assets, these guys also start to panic because they've got costs and they sell them, which is when all this shit starts to collapse because you can't have any more money supply. Interest rates are zero and they can't print any more money because it'll just drive more inflation. So once that's fucked, these guys will drop off last, except for the ones that were smart and just bought really conservative assets. And these guys will sit back with cash and buy the best of this stuff, the best assets. And then the wealth gap, all these people will be eventually grouped in together, 99% of them. And then this top 1% will be the richest they've ever been in history.